Happy Independence Day to Southern Cameroon. 1st October 1961 witnessed the birth of the Federal Republic of Cameroon. That is the day the people of Southern Cameroon can stand and say, this is the day we got our independence. You know, Southern Cameroon was part of British Cameroon. And this territory was divided by the British into British Northern Cameroon and British Southern Cameroon. On 11 February 1961, the United Nations tabled before the people of British Cameroon a plebiscite, and the people of British Southern Cameroon voted to join French Cameroon in order to achieve their own independence. And that is what happened. They went into negotiation after voting on how to form a government with French Cameroon. And they decided on a federal system of government in which on the 1st of October 1961, they officially, legally become part of Cameroon, Federal Republic of Cameroon, with two-state federation, the West Cameroon and the East Cameroon, with equal status. But yet, Amadou Ahidjo came in, not willingly, not with a clean heart. He was having a secondary reason behind. And that secondary reason was to assimilate the people of Southern Cameroon and, in the long run, return Cameroon to one and dissolve the federal system. If this is your first time joining TFA Talking Point, please subscribe to our channel. This is an issue that created the crisis that we are having today in Southern Cameroon, in which more than 10,000 people have been brutally killed. More than 260 villages burnt down, and more than millions of people displaced all over the world. And some are still living in the forest. And we are hearing that close to 500 people missing, that they don't know their whereabouts. And children have not been going to school for 80 years because of this particular issue. They became part of French Cameroon, joined together to form equal two-state federation. But Amadou Ahidjo, because he took over power as the first president of the Federal Republic of Cameroon with so much power, started operating against federation on the first day, 1st of October 1961. He started operating against them on that first day. And 19 days after, that was on the 20th of October 1961, Amadou Ahidjo take the first step to abolish the federal system of government by creating and dividing the whole territory, Cameroon, into 5 inspectorates. And classified Southern Cameroon as one, and sent somebody there, an inspector there, to represent and stand on behalf of all Southern Cameroon. And that inspector was a French person, and he was answerable directly to him. And when you go detailedly into it, you discover that the inspector was more than the prime minister. He was not taking any order from the prime minister. He was just like a spy in Southern Cameroon and taking notice of being present in all meetings and hearing everything discussed and sending the feedback to Amadou Ahidjo. Amadou Ahidjo now, from that day, started at the activities against federation and finally abolished it in a very harsh and inhuman way, because he marginalized the people of Southern Cameroon. He frustrated them, forced them, and refused that he would not create any Anglo-Saxon university in Southern Cameroon. Forced all Southern Cameroonians to pass through the University of Yaoundé in order to be assimilated. Those Southern Cameroonians who travel out, study in Nigeria, Ghana, and other countries in Britain, return back home. Amadou Ahidjo refused to pay them a good salary, forcing them to go through Yaoundé. You must go through Yaoundé University before you will receive a certain amount of salary, or you will be able to work anywhere better in Cameroon. And that is how all of them were assimilated, because he was having an agenda of assimilation. And finally, Amadou Ahidjo succeeded with the help of the police and the Yandans, who forced Southern Cameroonians into referendum. And on May 20, he succeeded, 1972, he succeeded and abolished the federal system of government. And then turned and decided that Cameroon would not celebrate 1st October and Cameroon would not celebrate 1st of January as Independence Day, but they would instead celebrate 20 May 20, as Independence Day, National Day in Cameroon. That is why if you Google and look through, you discover that Cameroon is not having a particular day that is a day of independence because of this crisis. And that is how the federal system came to an end. Amadou Ahidjo left, and President Paul Biya came in and inherited the atrocity of Amadou Ahidjo and continued with the agenda of assimilation. And finally, provoke the people of Southern Cameroon to where we are today. To where we are today. The name we are calling today Ambazonia, and they don't want to hear, started in 1984 because of President Paul Biya, when he changed the name that Amadou Ahidjo came in with, when he dissolved the federal system, that is the United Republic of Cameroon. Paul Biya changed it, and Southern Cameroon were provoked and say we were given a chance at the United Nations to go out of the Union. And today, if you are bringing back the name that French Cameroon got independence with, then you are indirectly telling us that you are not part of the Union. And they came up with the name Ambazonia. And Ambazonia have been in existence since 1984, up to date. And when they saw an opportunity because of the wickedness and the agenda of assimilation in the heart of President Paul Biya and his entire government, they came in 2017. And today, we are talking about Ambazonia. Come, no go. They will not go because it is already an ideology. Until what you are preaching, President Paul Biya, you sit down and talk with Ambazonia. Ambazonia would not go. And today is the day that Southern Cameroonians were supposed to be celebrating for joining their own brothers. Today is a day of curse. That today will not pass without somebody going into his early grave. Today will not pass without people running from one place to another. Today will not pass without the military moving from one place to another. They started last week, arresting people in Bamenda, in Buea, in many places. And out of this, at least, part of them will remain in prison forever. Because of the stubbornness, the wickedness of the government of Cameroon, because of their wicked agenda of assimilation. And President Paul Biya believes he has succeeded. Because throughout these 8 years of fighting, he has pushed and forced many Southern Cameroonians into Francophone regions. And they have been assimilated. But millions are still out there that would never be assimilated. TFA Talking Point is all about proposing lasting solutions to societal problems. We have talked about the crisis in Southern Cameroon, that the only solution is dialogue. The military cannot kill all the Ambazonia fighters, and the Ambazonia fighter cannot kill all the military. So the only thing is to sit on the table. They all are aware of this. But they refuse to and hold on to the military solution because of what they are gaining from it. Happy Independence Day, Southern Cameroon. Happy Independence Day to Cyprus. Happy Independence Day to Nigeria. Nigeria also participated in dividing British Cameroon and succeeded to take part of British Cameroon, that is British Northern Cameroon, and today they are in Nigeria. And they are also crying the way Southern Cameroonians are crying in Cameroon. Then why can the United Nations and other international community not sit together and say, let these two people, British Cameroon, British Northern Cameroon and British Southern Cameroon, comes together to form their own country? They were one. Why were they divided? Only God can answer that question, and the United Nations.